Hey, what's good, everybody? Welcome to the Pull-Up Show. I'm your host, Mr. BJ Matthews, a.k.a. B. Just before we get started, follow us on the YouTube page, the Pull-Up Basketball Podcast. Like, share, subscribe. All of our YouTube videos, hit that like button. Y'all come in here as well. Let's get it popping. All right. So, I'm going to talk about something pertaining to a different team, not the Clippers. I'm going to, have that video probably later tonight when I, get a chance to, really kind of sit down and really think about last night because I was watching it. I had to rewatch it this morning, but I'm going to do my analysis probably tonight. But I want to talk about a different team. I want to talk about the Sixers. The Sixers, they won last night over the Charlotte Hornets, their third victory over the same team. They're 8-16 right now, the 12th seed in the Eastern Conference. They play the Hornets again on Friday night as well. That'll be 4 times they played the same team. So I want to talk about last night between the Hornets and the Sixers and what I've been seeing. Not just since that game, but the previous games before that. The Sixers have won their last 6 of 8 games. They've needed every single win, especially with their slow start to begin the season. Guys in and out the lineup. Of course, the big one to Joel Embiid, but they've had guys like Caleb Martin. PG's been out, which I'm gonna talk to y'all about right now. Tyrese Maxey had a hamstring injury; he was out for some time. They got Jared McCain, he's out with a torn meniscus tear. He's going to probably be out for quite some time. And it's just been a lot they've been dealing with. So with that came with a lot of people saying that the Clippers are going to, or the Sixers are going to probably be tanking this year. And for me, tank is a very strong word because basically what you're saying is a team is not going to be good enough to compete. And, you had a lot of speculation, people saying like Cooper Flagg, who is a player that's going to be coming into the draft this upcoming season. They're going to be tanking for him and he's not going to be playing. And the Sixers should basically, just give up this season. And I ain't really made too much content about the Sixers. But I have made a couple videos, during the season saying the Sixers are going to make the playoffs, which I'm going to reiterate right now. The Sixers are going to make the playoffs. They will be a playoff caliber team. Not a play-in team. They will be a playoff caliber team. The season is about a little over 25% over right now, so they still got all-star break and beyond and next year and beyond to, really continuously turn things around. But they're the 12th seed, and I think they're like 2-3 games out of the play-in. Now, that's not what I really want to talk about, though. I want to talk about Paul George. I know people kind of, want to say, oh, what are you going to say about PG now? Well, I ain't talked about the dude really much this season. I mean, it's been really just, around the entire league. It ain't just been, I've been talking about a lot of different things. But it's appropriate to talk about this right now because he had a great game last night, 33 points, off of 20 shots. He's been playing very, very well the last 6 games. The Sixers have won, 5 of their last 6 games, because Detroit, Orlando, Chicago, they lost to Indiana, and they won. So they've won 4 of their last 5 games. And that's since PG been back on the court. They've won 4 of their last 5 games, the Sixers. So they've been rolling. Y'all like to talk about the Sixers when they losing, but y'all don't want to talk about when they actually starting to go on, momentum. And me watching the Sixers right now, bro, I'm looking at them. I'm like, look, the Sixers coming into this year, people had the pecking order: Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, Paul George as the 3 options. And when PG signed to the Sixers, a lot of people said, well, PG can go to the Philadelphia 76ers. He can be the 3rd option. He can take a back seat, yada yada yada. He can play off of Embiid and play off Maxey. And that's what it was the talk. But since Embiid's been out with injury, in and out the lineup, he started off the season, didn't even play. He comes back for a period of time for about, 3 games, and then he's out again, and he comes back, not last week, but the week before that against the Bulls, and then he plays against the Pacers, and then he's out with a, sinus fracture in his eye. So he's in and out the lineup. And I'm going to be honest about some things. I've been talking to my boy Straight to the Point, Sports and Entertainment. Go follow that man, Straight to the Point. He's a Sixer fan. I've been talking to him, and I've been talking to Andre at DFJ Hoops, who's another Sixer fan, content creator as well. Go follow him as well. I've been telling him, like, bro, why y'all want PG to be the third option? Or do y'all feel like he should be the first or second option? And I told Andre this. I'm like, I'm watching the games. First off, like I said, Embiid is in and out the lineup, and I was realizing something. The games where Embiid, PG, and Maxey played, and PG was quote unquote the third option, it actually hurted the team. They lost every single game with Embiid, Maxey, and PG against Orlando, Miami, Memphis. They lost against the Pacers, where Embiid played a certain period of time. They lost all 4 games. The only game they won was against the Chicago Bulls, who's a bottom tier team. But the game, surprisingly, where it was Embiid and PG, or it was PG and Maxey, or PG by himself, they won. Like the game against the Orlando Magic early in the year, the one that they won, Maxey wasn't playing and Embiid wasn't playing. That was when PG came back off a minutes restriction. When it was PG and Maxey against the Hornets the last couple times. PG had 29 points the first meeting in Charlotte. He had 33 points last night. Right? A game against Orlando. They came back against Philadelphia. It was Maxey and PG again. They won that game. Detroit, it was Maxey and PG again. Right? The game, even let's go back earlier in the season. Against us, the Clippers, it was Maxey and PG. PG had 17 points off of 7-9 shooting. He was just in his second game back off a minutes restriction. So I'm seeing a pattern. It's like, bro, he's the most skilled player out of the two. He plays both ways of the ball. He's been the most efficient, surprisingly. He's 43% to Maxey's 40% and Embiid's 41%, who has not really even been his full self. I don't get why the whole talk was putting PG as a third option, bro. Like, if you really look at how they've been playing and how the offense moves smoother with PG running it, as far as, surprisingly, the point guard position, like, at certain parts of the game, and him getting more shots. I felt even the last few games, he wasn't getting enough shots. It was hurting the team. Again, with Embiid, PG, and Maxey playing together against Memphis, against Indiana, and against Chicago, they're 1-2, right? They're 1-2 against those teams when it was Embiid and Maxey and PG. With PG and Embiid, I'm going through a lot of different duos. PG and Embiid, they played, 3 games together. They lost all 3. Orlando, Miami, and then New York early in the year, where PG had 29 points. And y'all remember that in-season tournament game early in the season, Embiid and PG were playing. Embiid was, coming off of injury. He was on minutes restriction. PG was pretty much the number 1 option. He had 29 points, and they almost won that game. So I'm seeing it like, bro, they're like, PG's trying to take a back seat to these two dudes, man. Yet he's the more efficient player and he has the better bag. I mean, let's just be honest. I don't care how much you don't like the dude or whatever the case may be. He has no weaknesses in his offensive game, and he's 6'9". See, the thing about Maxey, bro, like, he's shooting 28 shots like he did yesterday, but the dude's been hella inefficient. And something else I'm kind of seeing from Maxey more, like, he has no in-between game. He has no mid-range game. He has no pull-up jump game in the mid-range. It's just either a long-range 3 or it's a, drive to the rim. And when I've been seeing it, even against the Pacers, he'll go and drive to the basket and look for a foul, and he won't get it. He's arguing with the ref. I'm like, well, if bro just pulls up in the mid-range and takes a better high-efficiency shot, he's not going to put his team and himself in that position. But when you start throwing the ball up, doing scoop shots and all that stuff, bro, like, you're not, it's putting your team in a disadvantage. So I particularly think that, they need to start playing through PG more. They need to give, whether that meant him taking more shots, because he's a rhythm player. You know what I'm saying? He likes to, he can catch and shoot. Like, he can play in any offense, but I mean, he likes to have touches. He likes to feel the ball. He likes to, handle the rock a little bit, right? But when you have him just like with Doc Rivers, When you have him just sitting around in the corner, you know, he's not going to, he's only going to be so, he's going to lose his aggressiveness. That's just how his mind works. Like, he's not going to come in and try to step on nobody's toes and tell, like, the Sixers, hey, I'm the first, second option, even though he has the best package out of both of them, right? And that's another thing with Embiid, too. I've been watching. It's like, his game, like, he is a don't get it twisted, he is a dominant force. Like, I'm not denying that, but he can be even more dominant if he played more like his size, bro. Like, if he stopped playing like he's like a 6 foot, you know, wing, or a 6 foot, you know, 6'5" wing, and start playing like his size, bro, he would be even more of a problem. But he tries to, you know, I don't get it. Like, sometimes he tries to do that, you know, like the side to side, you know, pull up. Like, I mean, that's nice to watch. It's cute. But you understand, if you play more inside the block and teams are forced to, you know, collapse on you, you can kick it out more to your teammates. He don't have to score 30, 35 points with Embiid and PG anymore. He can give you somewhere between, hell, he can give you 21, 22. He's averaging 20 points right now. And that's because he's, like, you know, on minutes restriction in and out the lineup. But if he was on full minutes, he would be still trying to get like 25, 30 points, and he don't have to do that no more. So I'm just gonna say it again. Like, I think they need to play more through PG. And I think Maxey's seeing it. And like I said, when it's only 2 out of 3 of them, you kind of see, like, okay, you have no choice to play through, have PG shoot more shots. But when he's shooting, and people talk about this all the time, well, he only shot 12, 13 shots. That's because he's getting iced out the offense, bro. Like, they are wired to think it's Embiid and PG, or Embiid and Maxey. I don't see it like that. I told y'all, he can be the first option on many nights on this team. I've already seen it. Even when nights he ain't even playing full minutes, it's just, he's like I said, he's the more efficient player. He's been the most efficient this season. He's been the better two-way player out of all of. He's averaging, I think, 2 steals a game and, like, I think a block a game. And if you're watching the games with your eyes, he's, you know, guarding the point guards. He's guarding the wings. He's guarding. He's that powerful. Like, he's guarding. He's getting more energy on the court, right? So he's a thoroughbred. He can do a little bit of everything. But you don't want to shun him out of the offense so much that you just pretty much giving them 10, 12. Like, that man should be getting somewhere between at least 15 and 20 shots a game, at least. I mean, because he can score in any type of way. But that's what I wanted to say, man. I appreciate y'all coming in, and we're going to talk about this later. Let's get it popping. Pull up, see, pull up a chair, pull out. Peace. Out of your life swimwear.